And what application asking? So yesterday we started lambda. So okay, so yesterday we started lambda. So we see the S3 figure, right? The dynamic way and the manual, right? So I showed you the example there. Okay. So let's try another example. If I want to figure my lambda function from SQS, okay? So first we see what is the SQS service. Go to so I'm going to the SQS, think simple queue service. The simple queue service, SQS is basically sending the message in the queue, okay, to the lambda. So I want to create a my one queue already. So I want to create a my queue. Already one queue is there, but I'm showing you how to create a queue. In here, you can give your queue name. Some new queue I'm going to create. So just give the queue name and create a queue. And if I want to send a message in the queue, we can click on the send message. I can send the message in the queue. Now in my lambda, I want to receive the message from the queue. So I will go to one of my lambda function. So so I'm creating a one lambda function. Python, Python, I role execution role, my lambda. So in this lambda function, I will configure, I will configure the trigger. I will add the queue SQS. So here I will check the queue. So my SPS queue 123 is coming. I'm selecting the queue and I add to the queue. Okay. Now my queue is configured. If I see here configuration, so my queue is configured. My SPS queue is configured on the lambda. Now, if I'm sending any message from this queue, this second message, if I send the message, I will check the invocation. I will go to monitor and monitor. I will check the view cloud watch log. So I will see what messages. So this is just now invoke. Yeah, this print is just now. I'm not receiving the event. Okay, so I have to receive the event because in my lambda function, I need to change the code. So for SQS, I will be so I will be receiving the record. Right? I will be receiving the event of record, and that event of record I will include. I will receive the record of event record, and I will deploy this my lambda function. Now I will send again the message. I will check again the monitor and then go to cloud. So can you see this is the message coming? Okay. Because this is configured now. Now, whatever messages you send, it will be coming. Okay. Now I'm going to send another. I'll send this message. It's the last message. I send. So this is the message number. Okay. So here, how I'm displaying the message? Simply, I'm just going to get the message from the record. So event of record. So if I want to print, I can print it. So I can come to know the entire event. I can print. I can print event quietly with SQL forward. So I refresh it. So this is the message. So can you see? This is the entire record. This is the entire event. Okay. So event has a record and record having your message. If you see here, this is the body. The body, the message is coming. This is the test message. If you want to take it this masses, if you want to take it this masses from your JSON, how I'm taking, I'm doing, I'm doing record. First, I'm getting the records. I'm getting event of records. So I'm getting records. Entire thing I'm getting it in a. I'm getting it here, right? I'm getting in the records, and each record I'm checking the record of body. What is in body? Can you see in the body? What is in the body? Your message, right? This is my last message. This is my test message. So this record of body. So you remember this code. You have to remember how to get the data out of the message is coming from the SQS. Okay. So first you have to get the event of records. Okay. So this way you can do. So this code you have to remember. So this code. So already this code is there. I will give you just you test this code. Okay. So this is for SQS. Okay. Another service I'm going to show you SNS. Okay. SNS is like suppose you want to send a notification. You want to send us some notification. So there is a service, notification services there, SNS. Okay. So when you go to notification service, so first what you need to do. Did you understand this SQS one? Anyone has any question in SQS? So first you have to go to in SNS. So SNS service is like it's a simple notification service. You can send email, SMS alert, right? So those kinds. So first we need to create a topic here. So go here and create a topic. So suppose I say my SNS topic. Okay. Any topic name you can give. Okay, and you can give display name, it's optional. And nothing to do, all are the optionals. Suppose you want to do more encrypted access policy, archive policy. So these are the optional things. Okay. So there are the two categories are there. First in, first out, and standard. Okay. So if you want to use lambda, okay, so use the standard one. Use first in, first out means the uh, um, first first in, first out basis it will send. Okay. So these are the differences they are saying, first in, first out. This is only for SQS. Okay. But if you are using other protocol, right, SQS protocol, lambda protocol, SMS, email, so you will use standard way. Okay. So here is a at least one message delivery. At least one message means like at least one message will deliver, right? Okay. So it is 100% delivery, right? So at least one message. So we create a topic. Once our topic is created, then we have to create a subscription of our topic. So we have to create a new subscription, and whatever my topic is, already my topic is coming here. Okay. And I need to choose the protocol. So I will be selecting the protocol email because I'm going to send my notification, okay, as an email. So I'm going to give my email ID. You can give your email ID when you want to send the notification. So what is the purpose of this SNS? Like when you are sending the, when you are triggering the lambda, right, from the SNS, right? Suppose um, you want to get some notification message. If you see here, like you have created some SNS message, some message you created, some notification message. So SNS client, you are which is publishing your messages. Again, so it is triggering your lambda and trigger and publish your message, right? You are trigger your lambda from SNS. Okay. So if you, so here the one thing we need to change here, what we have to change here, target ARN. So this target ARN, this is my account number, this is my region. So right now I'm creating here in this ARN. This is ARN is of SNS. This is my region, this is my account number, and this is my topic name. So this one I have to change in my code. So I have to change in my code this one. Okay. And here, first I have to create this subscription. So other things are optional. Okay. We don't need to do anything. It's optional. So create a subscription. So my subscription is once created. Again, so once my subscription is created here, so I have to confirm this subscription. Without confirming your subscription, you will not get the notification. Okay. So confirm subscription. I will check my email. I should get some email from the subscription related. So I got it just now email. Okay. For confirmation, right? I have to confirm because why it is making sure, right? Whatever email you give in, you are the owner of the email, right? Because they are going to confirm it. Once you just say that confirm subscription confirm, then if you refresh here, your subscription is confirmed now. So once you get your subscription is confirmed here like this, confirm. Okay. Now your lambda can be triggered. Okay. So now what you have to do, you have to just use this code. This particular code, you will add in the lambda. So I will go to my lambda function. So same lambda function I'm modifying. I'm not creating a new lambda. Okay. So I will deploy this code. So I have to copy those both of this. Then the photo 3 is use Python. In the lambda we use photo 3. Okay, so my this code is successfully run. Let me check I got some email. So I going to check. So I got the message from the lambda, right? This is the message from the lambda. Here is an essence notification for lambda function tutorial. So this is the same message I give in here. The same message delivered in SNS. So basically my lambda trigger this, basically when I trigger lambda, so my SNS client publishes my message, okay, through email, okay. So sometimes your lambda is triggered. Okay, you can say your lambda is triggered by some other service, and then you are triggering the SNS in your lambda. So you can say like suppose I have done something, I have done some event here, okay, and after that I want to send email notification like my lambda is successfully triggered, then those kind of notification message you can send. Okay, did you understand? So this target ARN I put it hard coded, but you can take it as a dynamic parameter. Okay. Okay. Suppose you have some SNS topic, you can provide that SNS topic. So you are using SNS topic to send your notification, right? Through the SNS notification service. So if you see here, here also SNS is there. Okay. So if I say SNS topic, my topic name is my SNS topic. So this is the trigger for the lambda. So something on the notification I want to, like on the some, I want to trigger my lambda. So this is the trigger for lambda. Okay, so this is trigger for lambda. So see, I'm publishing some message on my SNS. Okay, SNS topic. Okay, and message published to topic. Okay, let's see what happened in the logs. Okay, we go to monitor. See this message I publish it. This is my message. So whenever I publish the message, and so this is when I publish the hello, then it is trigger. Okay. So here I haven't triggered manually. You have seen this code, I have not triggered manually, right? My SNS triggered this code and I got the SNS message. Okay. So if you see here, right, whenever I'm publishing any message on the SNS and SNS is triggering lambda, again, this lambda is triggering the SNS to publish the message. Okay. So here is like SNS first triggered the lambda. So this is the using add trigger. Okay. And then lambda triggered the SNS. Okay. So lambda triggered SNS and it sent the message to publish. Okay. So if you have seen here, it is called to stop this. So I think it is, I will, this is the lambda. So whatever trigger I created, so automatically one lambda, this one is created here. Okay, so this you understand. So we have seen the SNS to like how we can configure SNS. So trigger lambda from the SNS or how we can trigger SNS from the lambda. So there is a like API gateway. Okay, so first we check what is the API gateway. So API gateway is the one service. Okay, so first I'm telling you the use case. we go to the API gateway. API gateway is a service which is providing RESTful services. So RESTful services, right? I can trigger my lambda and I can pass the parameter to my lambda. Okay. So sometimes I define my APIs. Okay, like I'm defining the APIs. Like this is my API. Okay. There are so many APIs are there, but product APIs. The product API is having the get. Okay. So if I'm going to hit the lambda, here is a lambda integration is there. I will hit the lambda and then I will get the result from the lambda as a response. So I can create a API gateway interface, okay, and I will integrate my APIs with the lambda, and then I will get the result from the lambda. So there are two ways. You can directly configure here in lambda, you can configure your API gateway, or you can configure from the API gateway to lambda. You can integrate. Okay. So let me show you first how to add a new trigger for API gateway. So when I select here API gateway, okay, so it is asking you want to create a new API or you want to use existing API. So if you have used existing API, you can give the name of the existing API. I have created these many existing API. But if you want to create a new API, it is asking to you HTTP API or REST API. So I said, okay, I want to create a REST API. So HTTP API is HTTP protocol is using REST is a REST protocol, and it's a JSON data is getting transferred. So HTTP also the REST only, but it is using some other authentication protocols. They are using OAuth. But here in the REST API, we have a GET, POST, PUT, delete. These are the, and here the security type we keep it open. Like I want to, there is no restriction I want to do. So if I have a, if I want to use IAM, so IAM based authentication will be there. Okay, so I'm going to use open. Okay, and here it is automatically taking your API name. So my lambda function name is my SQS lambda. So it is automatically creating your API name is my SQS lambda API. Okay, so this will be the name chosen by the lambda. So lambda is creating an API. The same API what I'm going to create here, it will be automatically created in the API gateway. So you will see here when the API gateway will go, API gateway dashboard. So when you see all the APIs here, your new API will be created. Okay. So first we are going to, yeah. So here is, we have a different deployment stages are there. Like we can keep it default, otherwise you can give it any name of the deployment stage. Like I want to deploy my API in the dev environment. If you want to say like you are creating an API for the QA environment, UAT environment, you can give just name of the environment. Okay, just for naming purpose, you are giving a name. Okay, and you are just click on the add button. So if you see here, one API gateway is added over here. As a trigger, so I have already to delete it. So, so when I created a new API gateway, you can see automatically one REST endpoint came, right? One REST endpoint came here. Okay. And if I go to my API gateway dashboard, so if I refresh here, so automatically my SQS lambda API. Can you see? So whenever you are creating a APIs, when you are creating a API from the lambda, you will be, these are all the APIs are created from the lambda, because here description is coming created by AWS lambda. Okay? So when you click on this My SQS Lambda API, so this Lambda API is created, and this is a valid for any method, any type of method. So automatically your APIs are created when you added here trigger. When you added here trigger, so automatically your API is created. Okay. So your API is created. Okay. And this is the endpoint URL for your request. If I check when I'm hitting this one, it is giving me error, right? So I check right in my monitor. What is saying here? It is okay. So first of all, this when this lambda function is called, because I'm not using any SNS code, right? So this one is I just print event. Okay, I print the event. I will check what exactly trigger, right? What exactly message comes from the API gate. So I deploy this code. Okay, and again I trigger my lambda. So if you see when I trigger this, so hello from lambda, right? So if you go there in the lambda function, so this hello from lambda is coming. It means my lambda is successfully triggered from the API gateway endpoint. Okay. So I will check in the monitor, CloudWatch monitor log. I will check what event is printed. Okay. So I can come to know what parameters are coming from the API gateway to the lambda. So if I go to my lambda, so if you see here, this is the entire JSON message is coming. You see, this JSON message is coming, it's printing. Like my SQS lambda is my resource, right? Lambda. This is my endpoint. This is a GET request, and it is triggering this. So abhi right now body is coming none because this is the GET request. So GET request is sending the body none. But if I want to receive some parameter from my API gateway endpoint, okay. So here is a parameter. Yeah, this one. Query string parameter. If you are sending some parameter from your API gateway, you can receive in this thing. Okay. I will show you the one example. Suppose I'm going to pass some value here, question mark, ID. Okay, I say my name is, okay, I'm sending this parameter. So it's like I'm not receiving this parameter, but I can see this parameter in the log. So if I check the log again, CloudWatch log. So if you check the log, in this log, this time, if I copy this one, I will highlight this one. What is that? My stream. mm, these two parameters. Okay, what is the parameter name? I'll check the current number. This is the old one. So here, one more resource. So this is the third resource. So three time I invoke. The first time, second time, third time. See this time thing. So my query parameter, if you see, query string parameter is my name is coming. So if I want to get the value of this, I want to print in my lambda, I want to print. So how to get it? So query string parameter is there in my resource. So my resource is there, my this entire JSON data. So my parameter name is my parameter name is query string parameter. So this query string parameter, how to get it from my event. So I have event, so event of query string parameter, and whatever parameter name you given, you give that parameter name. So I given my parameter name is my name. So my name, if I give it here my name, so it will get the value of my parameter name. Okay, and based on this value, you can do some, right? You can access like a DynamoDB table and get the data. Anything you can do. So this value is basically coming from the API gate. So let's print this one. We are printing it. Okay. So here again, so I'm saying testing. Okay. My name is testing again. Now I'm going to check the log. And so here I will check monitor log of log. So I should print it separately. Previously, I was getting inside the JSON, right? Okay, but I have to extract from the JSON message. So I have printed separately. Okay. So I will check it here. So this is my message. Can you see testing is coming? This is the one I'm printing, right? So this is I'm printing. So I'm printing from the API gateway. I'm printing this specific. So this value, whatever value I'm giving here, it is printing in my lambda. Okay. Did you understand? Okay. So this is like how to get the value. Suppose I want to, and whatever response is there, so this response you can see it is returned here. Okay, on the console. So generally we have a postman. I show you the postman. We use the postman. The postman is for REST APIs, right? So open the postman. We have to install the postman. You can, as an application, you can install or you can use in the Chrome extension. You can find in the Chrome extension. Postman. So this postman can hit the URL. Okay. So this is a GET request. Suppose I want to more data I want to send in the request body. I want to send in the request body. So I can use like post request, right? Some API I can send the post request, then I can send. So here, if I have a GET request and this URL, I can write it here. And it is taking my parameter and then I can send. So it is triggering same thing you are getting here. And this is triggered your API gate. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to create a API gateway, the APIs. Okay. So when you come to API here, and you can create a API, and here are the four options. So you have to select REST API. Okay. So build API, and you will say, suppose I'm building the API for product item. Just any name of the API, right? Slash APIs will be there. Okay. And okay, so create API. Once your API is created, we have to create a resource. So resource means we have to define the resource. What will be the API's endpoint? Like I say, get item, okay, or post item. I can say I want to send my item data, right? Post item, so create resource. And once I create this one, then I have to add a method on the my API. So I have created a API post item, and then I want to create a method. So I have to select a method. I say I want to create a post method, lambda function, and lambda proxy integration I want to do. I want to tell which lambda function you want to use for this. So I will select my lambda. I just find any lambda function because in this one already API gateway is there. I check any other lambda function. I Okay, so I select this my EC2 lambda. So, so my EC2 lambda, okay, and create method. So here my this API gateway is created. My API is created for this particular lambda. So here I have option deploy API. So I create on the deploy API. I will select stage. So I will select a new stage and I say, okay, dev stage or UAT and prod stage. So click on the deploy. So this is my invocation URL. So this is my invocation URL. I will copy this URL and I will paste this URL here. And this is the post type of request. Okay. So I'm sending the parameter. So I will give the body. Suppose I'm sending this data as a post request. Okay. But I have to print over there in my EC2 lambda, this lambda function. I will go to my lambda code. So in this my EC2 lambda code, so I will remove this thing. I will print event. So now the entire JSON response, JSON body, right, request body will come. Provide my changes. So automatically API gateway came. So this API gateway automatically came when I configured API gateway from my. So this is my post item, right? This is the one. Okay. So this is the one I configured and I created an API gateway. Automatically my Lambda got the API gateway integration. Okay. So now I'm Postman. I'm sending the data. To the cloud workflow. So this is 9:28:20. So here my event is printing, right? Whatever event I'm printing that is coming, but it is giving an error. Name response is not defined. Name response is not defined. Yeah, correct. So if you see in your code, so whatever data you are getting, but this response, I think we deleted. So the last code, like we have not prepared any response here. So whatever this event, I will convert into this JSON message. I convert into some response, and then I will add the response. Okay. So first we see what is coming in the log. Okay. So here my complete JSON message is coming on now. I copy this and I will check in the body part. So if I check in my body, are you able to see my messages coming in the body? Right? I'm getting my message in the body. So first I have to take it out, this message, okay, this string. I will take it out and I will create a one JSON response, and then I will print on the console. I will give the return back here console here. So whatever request you are giving this body, and then you will return the same response. You will return. So right. So if you don't want to return any same JSON response, you can return OK status code. But if you want to show that you have received this body, and you can write this data to the DynamoDB table and then return the response OK. Okay. Or we can prepare our own response. We can prepare the response like if you see here, we can prepare our own response. So first we find out where is this body is coming. So this body message is coming. So this entire message we want to check this online speaker. this is my message, right? This is my message. So my message is coming. If I check it, my message, this is coming in the, this is part of the body is directly there. So body is a parameter. So if I want to check in my lambda event of, I print body and I will assign response. So can you see right now the same message response is returning back that I'm getting, I got this response. Okay. So I got it this message and I'm returning back. The 200 OK status code is come. Okay. So this way you can parse the message, parse the body, right, from the API gateway request body. And this one you can write, you can parse it, right? Here is one DynamoDB code is there. Suppose I want to write into the DynamoDB. So, so what you can do, um, like, like this is I'm reading from the file. So whether you are reading from the file, this is the same thing, right? I'm reading this messages, right? I'm reading from the file, like employee ID, employee name, employee professional. So once I read the data, like I'm splitting by new line, and then I can write this code to write into the dynamic. So okay, I can split with the new line, and I can bring the inputs. Showing in processing to the brain. Hmm. When I did the new line separation, what happened? My record is coming in the new line. Now I got this employee. So next, what I can do, once I get this new line separation, I can write a code, write the data into dynamic. Okay. So I can write the data to the DynamoDB. But before that, I have to get a DynamoDB table. So yesterday I created a table, right? EMP2. So I will get the table EMP2 here. Okay. So I will get a table object. Okay. And I have to get before that DynamoDB resource. I will add the DynamoDB resource. And once I get my employees here, so I will iterate each employee. So I have to make it indentation because this is for EMP in employee and this scribe law. So you are getting the JSON message from the API gateway. So you have to pass and then write into the container. I've already test event, right? So I can test rather than testing from there. I can test from my test event because test event is also a JSON type of event, right? So if it is working here, so it will work on here. So I have to check the indentation. Okay, if you want to check this all indentation sheets, so open your PyCharm and you can check the error. You can fix your errors because here you can you are getting the error here. Okay, I'll make it fix and then I'll send you the code. Okay. I have another batch. Okay. So just try it out. Simple this API invocation you got.
Hi, Arvind.
Yeah, I'll connect tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you ping me.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Actually, I tried installing the Light DM, but I couldn't resolve that. So I'll just ping you tomorrow, Arvind. Yeah. Whenever you're free, can you just help me out?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Thank you, Arvind.